I remember the December when the village of Amucha buzzed with excitement. It had been a long time since the people had seen such a celebration, and the reason for it was simple. Chike, the wealthy son of the land, had returned from Lagos. Chike wasn't just any returnee, he was different. He drove into the village in a black jeep that shone like a mirror under the Hamatan sun. His clothes were crisp, his shoes polished, and his smile wide. The children ran after his car, laughing as he threw naira notes into the air. Women whispered about his charm. Men nodded in admiration, saying, Chike has done well for himself. Even the elders, sitting under the big Udala tree, acknowledged him with approving glances. But while the whole village celebrated Chik's return, there was one person who remained untouched by the excitement. Ada. Ada was different from the other young women in the village. She wasn't the type to stand in corners giggling about men or dreaming of city life. Life had not given her that luxury. She spent her days fetching water from the stream, helping her mother cook, and taking care of her younger siblings. If you asked anyone in Amucha about her, they would say the same thing. Ada was the beautiful, hard-working girl who never complained, no matter how hard life got. It was on one of those mornings, as Ada walked back from the stream, balancing a clay pot of water on her head, that she heard the sound of a car horn behind her. She turned, only to see Chick stepping out of his jeep. His white teeth flashed in the sun as he smiled. Hello, beautiful, he called, walking closer. Ada adjusted her wrapper, suddenly aware of the sweat on her forehead. Good morning, sir, she said softly. Don't call me sir. My name is Chiki, he replied, his voice smooth. You are Ada, right? The whole village knows you. You are even more beautiful than they said. Ada lowered her eyes, unsure of what to say. She wasn't used to this kind of attention. You're coming from the stream, right? Let me help you, he said, reaching for the clay pot. No, no, I'm fine, Ada protested, stepping back. Chaik laughed. Ah, you are strong. Okay, no problem, but let me walk you home. She hesitated, but nodded. As they walked, Chick asked her about her family, her life in the village. He listened intently, nodding and smiling as she spoke. When they reached her compound, he handed her a small envelope. What is this? Ada asked, confused. Just a little something for your family. Use it to buy food for Christmas, Chick said, with a wink. Before she could refuse, he turned and walked back to his car. The next day, one of Chick's boys came to Ada's house with a message. Chick wanted her to come to his new mansion. The house was the largest in the village, its walls painted bright white. When she arrived, Chike was sitting in the garden, sipping a drink. Ada, you're here, he said, smiling. I need someone to help me clean the house and cook. The workers I hired are lazy. Will you help me? I'll pay you well. Ada hesitated. I don't know, Chike. I still have to help my mother at home. Don't worry, I'll talk to your mother, he said, waving his hand dismissively. This is a good opportunity for you. I promise you won't regret it. True to his word, Chick convinced Ada's mother. My daughter, God has answered our prayers, her mother said. Go and work for him. Ada started working at Chick's house the next day. He made her feel special, complimenting her cooking, bringing her small gifts, a new scarf, a pair of sandals. In the evenings, they sat outside under the stars, talking about life. Then one evening, Chick leaned closer. Ada, do you know you're different from other girls? Ada looked at him, her heart pounding. What do you mean? I mean, you're kind, humble, and hardworking. I've met many women in Lagos, but none of them compare to you, Chike said, holding her gaze. I want to settle down, and I want someone like you by my side. Ada's face burned with embarrassment and joy. You're just saying that, she whispered. No, Ada, I mean it, Chike said, taking her hand. I want to marry you. I'll take you to Lagos, and we'll start a new life together. That night, under the moonlight, Chike held her close, whispering promises of love and a bright future. Ada believed every word. But after Christmas, Chike packed his bags to return to Lagos. The night before he left, he met Ada by the mango tree where they often talked. Ada, my love, he said, holding her hands. I have to go back to Lagos, but don't worry, I'll send for you soon. Just give me some time. You won't forget me, right? Ada asked, her heart heavy. Chike smiled, brushing a strand of hair from her face. Forget you? Never. You are the woman I want to spend my life with. Just trust me. He handed her a piece of paper. Here's my number. Call me anytime. Weeks turned into months, and Ada began to feel different, weak, nauseous. Then, one day, her mother noticed, Ada, what is wrong with you? Tears filled Ada's eyes. Mama, I think I'm pregnant. Her mother gasped. Pregnant? By who? Cheek? Her mother froze. Chike? The rich man from Lagos? Ada quickly dialed the number he had given her. A robotic voice responded, The number you're trying to reach is not available. She tried again and again, nothing. Desperate, she borrowed money and traveled to Lagos. But when she reached Chike's mansion, the security guard only laughed. Madam, we don't know any Chike. Go back where you came from. Heartbroken, Ada returned to the village, but the whispers had already started. She thought she could trap a rich man. See her now, abandoned. Even her own father turned his back on her. You have disgraced this family. Leave. With nowhere to go, Ada left. She spent nights sleeping under the mango tree, alone, but she refused to give up. She swept the market square, washed clothes, sold roasted maize. Every coin she earned, she saved for her child. When she finally gave birth to a baby boy, she held him close. Obi, my son, I will give you the best life I can. I promise you will never suffer like me. Years passed. Obi grew into a brilliant young man. When it was time for university, Ada sold her only piece of land to pay his fees. Years later, Obi became a doctor, and fate brought him face to face with Chike once more. But this time, it was Chike who needed saving. Ada stood outside his hospital room, her heart pounding. Would she tell Obi the truth? Would she let Chike suffer as she once had? She closed her eyes, whispering a prayer. Fate had come full circle, and now the choice was hers.